Destiny Radio Show on Reach Gospel Radio.
What's up, family? It's your girl Destiny Diggs here on Reach Gospel Radio, and I am so excited about our guest today. Today, I am joined by Fred Hammond, Keith Staten, and Marcus Cole, also known as FK&M. What's up, y'all?
What's happening, Miss D?
I am so excited. We're going to have a good time today. Listen, the iconic group Commissioned has contributed to the legacy of gospel music, and today's artist sample from Commission. Please tell me how it feels to be a part of gospel music's history.
Amazing. You know, when we started in 1983, you know, the first quest was to actually get a record deal. And so from 1983 to 1985, when we finally got a deal, and it wasn't traditional deal, we actually had to raise the money for our album by doing skating parties and wedding receptions and borrowing from family members. So we borrowed all the way up to $13,000 to be able to complete our record. And a manager heard it, Derek Dirksen, who used to be the manager for the Winans, but he was also the leader and the drummer for the iconic R&B group in Detroit, Chapter 8, with Anita Baker. So he heard us, and we had a little record deal with another company in Indianapolis, Ty Scott. He said, let me try to get you another deal. And so the deal we ended up getting was a lease deal. Like, we didn't get signed right away. So they said, oh, we like this, you know, we like this demo, you know, is it finished?
Yeah.
And we said, well, yeah, but we need somebody to produce it. And they said, no, it's done. We'll take it like it is. And that's how Mike Brooks and myself got producer credit as the youngest producer duo in gospel music history that produced on a major label.
Wow.
And the rest was history. And we didn't try to, Keith can tell you, we weren't trying to say, we're going to be different, we're going to change this, we're going to do that. Man, we was doing whatever it took. But our music, we just decided to make it more effective with the culture. And our culture back then was R&B, The Time, Earth, Wind and Fire, the Clark Sisters, you name it. That's the vibe.
Yeah.
Wow.
As Fred said, we, you know, because a lot of times people say, hey, man, can you ever imagine that you all would be where you are now? And this, back then, we were just doing what we like to do. You know, we were young. I was 17. I was 18 when we started the group. I was 21. Still in high school. Yeah, they had to wait for me to get out. He couldn't come to
rehearsal till after he got out of school.
Oh my goodness. I love that. You said that you were just authentically you. You weren't trying to be a bit.
We didn't know. We were just doing what sounds we liked. And of course we were dedicated to the church. So we were like, hey, let's be careful on what we wear because, you know, because that first album, we were breaking through the ceiling when we put on blue jeans and chilled out, you know what I mean?
But even in that, Keith, check it out. Remember, our manager, Derek Dirksen, gets that credit because he said,
that's right,
we were bringing suits because we knew the church was going to kick us out.
Right.
We had some suits. We went and got us some nice double-breasted suits and stuff like that. And we was churched up, different suits and stuff. And he said, just go put on those blue jeans I told you to bring.
Wow.
They said, okay, cool. We said, now, you ain't keeping these, right? He said, no, take a picture. So we took pictures with him and we was acting all cool and doing all this stuff like that. And then he brought the cover back from the label and we had the suits on and we were at Keith's house, or we took it to Keith's house and we showed everybody, we was all crying and stuff, praise the Lord, we finally made it. Hallelujah. And the manager said, hold up. And he pulled out that second one with the blue jeans.
Yeah.
And we said, whoa. He said, now, y'all can be a group or y'all could be the group.
Wow.
He said, if that's your color, that's your cover. And we all had to take it for 3 days apiece, fast, We had to show it to all our relatives.
Pray about
Finally,
it.
we came back together. We said, let's go with the blue jeans. Let's try it.
Right.
Yep,
And it didn't come without stain.
I'm
that's
sure.
right.
A lot of people, a lot of churches boycotted us. They wouldn't buy our record just
Wow.
we had on.
Well, here's,
But
I'm sorry. Here's the context is that at that time, I'm 10 years younger than the guys, 10 or 11 years younger than the guys. And they were hitting me and my friends at the perfect time because although we were raised in church, we were really starting to come into our own in terms of what we wanted to listen to. And when commission came to the forefront, we're watching these dudes with the smooth haircuts, the jean outfits, and this amazing sound. And it caught our generation, like literally. I don't think nobody could have timed it perfectly, more perfect than that, because it caught us, our attention, and what we heard, and that's what we decided, to listen to.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
it also caught people like Wanye,
Yep.
Sean, and it caught Jodeci. It
Mm,
caught different ones. I never forget. We went to a church. What's the pastor's name?
the grade or something
John
like
the
that.
Great. And this young cat came out. He was iced up. He was young. He had to be about 19 years old. He said, "Man, y'all my favorite group." He said, "Man, listen, I just signed a deal with MCA, man, and I'm gonna do a lot of the stuff that you guys taught me." And that was my man. That was nephew um,
Jodeci.
from Joe is the producer guy. I mean, what's my man?
Devontae?
Devontae.
Wow.
He was the one driving us around. And he said,
Wow.
just signed a deal with MCA, and it's me and it's Cedric. I said, "Little
Yeah,
Cedric." He said,
yeah,
"Yeah," and
yeah,
his brother. And he was just telling, so they're the same age as Marcus. So we were
Right.
hitting the whole generation and we
Wow.
didn't.
yeah. That's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, music for generations. And you guys set the tone for contemporary gospel.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I love it. So Fred and Keith, you guys are founding members of Commissioned alongside your brother, the late Bishop Mike Brooks.
Yeah.
Tell us who Mike Brooks is to Commission. Fred, you said that he is the engine to Commission.
100%. 100%. Without Mike, we're not moving forward. Honestly,
Yeah,
we're going to go at a different pace because we weren't songwriters at all. We were novice. And when I got a chance to hang out with him and we met at a Winans Part 2 rehearsal. And then we never left each other, and he was just showing me these songs he had, and they had depth. And I said, this is the guy that's going to take us, because me, Keith, Carl, and Mitchell had been meeting about the group for a whole year, and we were just talking and casting vision. But when we got Mike in there, and I was like, "Hey, Mike, listen, man, I want you to be a part of it, but I don't want you just to be our MD. I want you to be on the cover along with Michael Williams, and Mike Brooks himself, man, his songs had so much depth, and I wasn't a songwriter, so the reality was simple. I get a chance to learn, but my gift in that area was to take his songs and add the sauce, to add all of the little things in the nuances of a male group,
Right.
that he just wanted to hear. And Mitchell Jones, he was like my partner in crime in that area. And so we would just add that sauce to what he was doing. But Mike was our engine. Without him, the car don't move.
yeah,
Yep. Enough said. Well, let's move on to your new music. Your latest single is called Change Your Mind. Tell us the inspiration behind this record.
Marcus?
Man. Yes, sir. I think I wrote Change Your Mind 15 years ago. And it was just in the process of writing. I didn't know where it was going to go, all that kind of stuff. And I was having what I call my awakening. And the song is really written from the perspective of the Father to us. And that is, we beat ourselves up so much about what we think is wrong or what we've done wrong and things like that. And because of that mentality, people need to understand something. When you have a bad mentality, you don't start making good decisions. You actually make bad decisions because of bad mentality. And the Father's saying, I can change your mind and show you that I love you more than ever before. Like those things that you think you've done don't separate you from me. It actually, I'm always there at every turn. And so the song is kind of that encouragement from the Father says, if you follow me, I can change your mind. There's so many scriptures that support that. But anyway, I recorded it with Commission, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe 11 years ago. And it just didn't quite work out. We revisited it again 4 years ago. Didn't quite work out. And I happened to reach out to Fred, and he, after he said he was retiring, and I just kind of just threw a dart out there. I was like, hey man, you can't retire without me and you doing something, because Fred is without question one of my top 5 influences, without question. And I was like, before you retire, we got to do something together. And he hit me back like, hey man, we'll find something. At the time, I didn't know that he was seriously really done. Like, it's not really doing anything for me. And so he said, I tell you what, though, I heard a song, and if that becomes available, I'll jump on that. And while he was yet speaking, I was sending the instrumental to him. And anything that you do with Fred happens rapidly. Understand that. And in 2 weeks, Keith and I were in Dallas shooting the video, not the song. We had done the song. In 2 weeks, we were in Dallas shooting the video to the song.
What?
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It's one of those songs that for the first time, where gospel music is today, I look at this generation and I applaud them because, number one, they're amazing singers. They're amazing singers. The talent is undeniable. But one of the things about this generation that they don't have that we do, that I wish they could experience, is everybody sounds the same, because it's the thing where if this person has a hit, then write the same kind of song. And that's on hip hop.
Copy
That's
that.
everywhere. It's like it's on hip hop.
Right.
It's on everything but country. Country that's still alive.
Right.
Thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But with us back in the day, the Winans didn't sound like the Clouds. And Shirley didn't sound like, somebody else. And Yolanda didn't sound like Cece, and the Clark sisters didn't sound like somebody else. And Commission, so we had diversity. So when I heard this song, and I say it all the time because we had groups be groups. Now you know that groups. You see New Edition, you see Bobby Brown bring the fire hose out. Listen. We ain't no different from them. You get a bunch of kids in the room and everybody got an opinion, it gets strong. And so I was done. I'm like, man, I'm done with all of y'all. And I'm done with this. I'll just tour. I'll put out a song every now and then.
Right.
But when I heard somebody say, hey, man, you want to hear this Commission song? And I was like, no. Well, I know it's
We did that.
I know it's gonna be trash, and I was joking, but and the guy said, man, I know, because for what? And he kept saying, man, you sound good on here. I said, stop, bro. Listen, respect my no. I mean, respect it. And then I said, oh, let me hear it. Let me hear it. I just want to hear the direction. And when I heard it, I closed my eyes for the first time in 15 years hearing music.
Wow.
It gave me a feeling. I was sitting at my pool and I went,
wow.
I said, I don't care if Steve Harvey and Ricky Smiley sing the song. It's a hit.
It's a hit.
And that's what I loved. And so when we got a chance to do it, because it touches a feeling of where we all used to be with Earth, Wind, and Fire, with back in the day with Charlie Wilson. It got everything in it that makes us feel. And we're going to touch feelers of the world, and which is the largest culture of thinkers and feelers. Feelers make up 90% of the whole wide world. So we're going to touch a lot of feelors,
Well, I'm happy that the Lord changed your mind. And that
there you go.
From all of you, your upcoming album is called Time Capsule. The trilogy is coming out on August 30th. Tell us about this album. What can we expect?
Well, I'll jump in, and then, the actual producers can, but, the thing is, for that reason, it's called Time Capsule because it'll be a feeling like, hey, we recorded this back in the 80s, 90s, and put it in a time capsule, buried in the ground, and just pulled it out, today.
Mhm.
And that's the feeling you're going to get. It's just, and I'll say, I'm really so excited about it. Just hearing, I remember, us just kind of riding back and forth from the studio when we were working. We were grinding, so we were staying right. Fred allowed us to be right at the house, in the the guest home and all of that stuff. But we would come from the studio every day and we pop the music on. And I just remember us first hearing our voices back together and blending, and it got real emotional in there,
Yeah, it
and you know
did.
how guys are. We can't just say my tears are coming down. You got to say something different than that. But it gave us that feeling that really we're missing, you know what I mean? And I tell you, out of this project, out of all the stuff that I've been involved in, I literally play this thing. I usually play something and wait a long time. But this, I just can't put it down. It's just something special that I believe God has breathed on this thing. But you're going to get that feeling of, wow, this is that real music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Which is something we've been missing, is real music.
Yeah,
I listen to hundreds of submissions every week, as
Wow.
a programmer, and just as a 28-year-old, I feel, I'm like, something's not right. Everything sounds the same. What's making us
Wow.
these days? And so
Wow.
I am so grateful to sit down and talk with you all. Thank you for your contribution to gospel music. Thank you so much. You've changed generations. And so we're excited about the new music. What else can we expect from FK&M moving forward?
We actually ended up recording 18 songs and doing a pilot to a series we're going to submit. We did a pilot called Barbershop Therapy, where Keith, Marcus, and I
Okay.
we play these hood barbershop OGs. We own a barbershop. We own we own a rim shop and a cell phone store, and we do local promotions at the clubs.
Club.
I
And
love
and we're a group from back in the day called the Gentlemen's of Love.
Gentlemen's.
Okay.
And we sing inspirational songs, love songs, and this is how we present our music. But in the barbershop, people come with real problems. And the first episode deals with one of our employees who the Lord is calling one of their family members back. And he absolutely has to call through a tragedy of a murder.
Mm,
And people come in with these real problems, and we're stuck with where's God now?
right.
And that's what the thing is all about. It's like, where's he now?
Wow.
But it's good. It's probably gonna end up on Tubi, which that's where we want it.
Okay.
We
We'll
want it on
watch
Tubi.
it. We all have, look, we got smart TVs. We will watch it.
Right.
Listen, but that's where we want it. We want to go after those people.
Yeah.
And that's what the music will be exposed to them, because we got to have rehearsal. In the movie we got to rehearse.
Right.
Get now and then. So that's how we're gonna get it.
Yeah. The thing I love about what Fred said while we were recording was there's a lot of ratchetness in the movie, not gratuitous, but you know what I mean. It's real life. But I think I like what he says, that the balance is that for as much ratchetness, we have to introduce as much righteousness at the same time, so people can see that balance in life, because that's real life, right? So that it swings from ratchet to righteous, and I think people definitely see themselves in it.
Yeah. Substance, for sure. Wow. Well, tell us, what advice you have for young artists and young musicians?
I just come out of a meeting last night with a 29-year-old who has been trying to get her music out. And I listened to what she had, and it was really great. And I said, this is really great, second to none. And if I were to take this, I would stick it right in the middle of 20,000 songs that sound the same.
Wow.
And when the one off from yours goes off, and when yours goes off, the one after it is going to feel the same. The one before it is going to feel the same. As a young person, I would suggest you find a lane. Number one, go back and it's okay to be black. It's okay to have black music. I get it. It's okay. Maverick, I love. I love Maverick and I love Hillsong and all that great stuff.
But we have to
But
get back to our roots.
go back to your roots.
Yes.
Go find the sounds of blackness.
Yeah.
Not that anything everybody else is wrong, but find something that make when people hear your stuff, they're not just listening like, oh, that's nice. But they're
Right.
going, when you do that, that is the feeler mechanism around the world that says you have triggered something in me. And find that I say, but you need to go back old with your young voice. Go
Yeah.
back to go visit some emotions. Go back and visit some Pointer Sisters. Go back and visit some Aretha and just update it with a dope producer and get that vibe and then put that, keep the melodies simple so people can sing with you. That is the key. I think this generation is saying, watch me while I deliver the message of the Lord. And the reality of it is heading in the same direction that jazz did. Jazz got so complicated because they were the best. Wow. And at the end of the day, they complicated themselves right out of the culture of people wanting to hear it.
Jesus.
And so if you think about my most favorite songs, they were written in number 185, Running Back to You, written in 1994. We're blessed in the city. And now in 24, I better not get off that stage and not rock that house with that. Right. Glory to glory. Because the audience wants to sing with you. They don't want to watch you.
That's right.
That's why people prefer, and this is always a conversation. That's why most people prefer Mary J. over some other prolific singer, because most young women can sing with Mary J. And Mary J. is good. That's not down on her at all. She's dope. But I'm saying if you're too prolific, sometimes you lose the, as Fred said earlier, the feelers. You lose the feelers. And so the advice that he gave is probably the most profound advice that any OG who has done it well can give, which is go back and listen to me, Destiny. The ones who don't listen to that will be the flashes in the pan. That's true. You'll be a flash in the pan. But the ones who take that to heart, absolutely. The ones who take it to heart, they'll find themselves having longevity, because when you can go back and study the greats, you're not just studying their style, you're also studying what made them great.
Yeah.
And that's what you come from, that place. And you know, in the studio, there's something that happens when you get feedback. It's because it causes a loop. In other words, the signal hears itself and it causes feedback. And that's what's happening right now in the industry, is that we're getting a whole lot of noise because you're simply looping the same sound. It's just the same thing. And it's nothing right now. We're hearing a whole lot of feedback.
Wow.
I'll never forget. I went to a Mary J. Blige concert, because I always would play with Mary when I saw her. I'd be like, yo, Mary, like, you know, gospel guy, you give, look, what we gonna do?
Right,
Like, you crazy. I went to one of her concerts and I was just chilling, and she was up there singing, and this was not when she was singing totally on key all the time. She was just now she's put the work in. She is a much better singer now than she was when she was younger. But she was hip hop. And I was there and I was enjoying the concert. I was sitting there. But when I turned, something just said to turn around and look, and I saw 5,000 people sold out at the Fox Theater, holding their drinks up, singing their songs. They were singing to each other, and they were singing, and they would support. They was crying and they was singing, and Mary was doing her thing. And I said, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
These people want to sing with you.
Yeah.
They don't want to watch you. Gospel is a participation sport. It is not a spectator sport.
That's good. Yeah. And a lot of people, the conversation now is, oh, gospel music is in trouble. We need to preserve gospel music. I believe that if we get back to our roots, if these young artists will do the work and study, I believe that we'll be fine. We're going to get back to where we were, for sure. Yeah. So before you go, tell us where we can follow you on social media.
Real Fred H on Instagram, and Fred Hammond fan page with the blue check on Facebook.
And for me, Keith Staten on Instagram and Facebook.
And for me, it's Marcus Cole Soul on Instagram and same as Facebook.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I really enjoyed this conversation. I had a good time.
Thank you, Destiny.
And I learned so much.
Thank
you for having
Man,
us.
are you coming to the reunion tour?
I'm coming to the reunion tour.
Yeah, Philly.
Come back and make sure you come back and holler at us now, because Keith and Marcus is gonna be with me.
Okay,
Yes.
I definitely will.
Yes.
I'm excited. We're gonna have a good time.
Absolutely.
Yes, family, make sure you stream and download FK&M's new single, Change Your Mind, and be on the lookout for their new album entitled Time Capsule, the Trilogy. And keep it locked right here. You're listening to the multi-stellar award-winning station, Reach Gospel